Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Marchich here with your outlook for the weekend, September 9th and 10th, 2017. For your Saturday, high pressure and control over weather. We're going to have a mostly sunny Saturday, mostly sunny Sunday also. Very nice temperatures over the weekend, very pleasant temperatures with highs in the upper 60s to lower 70s across the region. So it'll be a very nice weekend overall. Actually going to be a couple degrees warmer on Sunday by about 2 or 3 degrees, but high pressure is going to be right off to our north, right about here over the eastern Great Lakes, so it'll be keeping that humidity low and refreshing temperatures in and locked in for the entire weekend. Again, mostly sunny skies both days of the weekend, so yet another fantastic weekend. I know we had a couple weekends in there that were a little iffy over the summer, but for the most part, we've had some pretty good stretches here. So here is, we get into Sunday. Again, high pressure is going to move a little bit eastward, not much, so you have the same, likely have the same result. Off to our south, you're going to watch and see Irma coming into the picture. It's actually, the center is actually further southwest. This is just some of the outer bands of Irma making it northward, and that will continue to stream northward with the system. Again, no impacts directly to coastal South Carolina or Georgia at this time. It looks like it's going to come right up the Florida spine of the panhandle of Florida, and then continue on to the northwest. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I want to get into Irma herself, or itself. I guess it's not really a she, but it's moving. It's very large storm, and is moving off to the west. And this is Cuba, and at the time this video was recorded, just before midnight. It's about 11:30 right now, and you can see convection really fired around the center here. That prompted them to, the National Hurricane Center, to up this to a Category 5 again, 160-mile-per-hour winds. But that's going to be short-lived, we think, because this is making its way over northern Cuba, and it'll probably weaken, and it's going to hit the coast here. I don't think it gets too far inland. It's not going to go too far west anymore. It's going to start going west-northwest again, paralleling the coast, either just inland on the coast or along it. And these outer, this is not the coast right here, by the way. This is the, these are the Cuban Keys. These are just the northern islands just north of the mainland. The mainland is actually the solid line south of here. So it may just get just south of there or over there. If the center remains offshore, largely offshore, you'll still have it maintaining. But we are going to allow for this to weaken a little bit, just because that's what the European model guidance has showed. This is a surprise to some people today. And they're looking at this saying, oh, it's hitting Cuba. It's going to weaken. Florida's saved. No, it's not. No, it's not. And that's a very bad misconception for those people that are thinking that, because the European model had this. Here's the same timestamp as right now, directly. And look where it has it. Same exact spot that it is right now. Same exact spot. So it's actually spot on in the forecast of coming over the northern coast of Cuba, and that trend is going to continue overnight for the rest of the night when I'm sleeping after this, and then early into Saturday morning as well, before it reemerges Saturday afternoon off the north coast and starts heading northward. So then we get to there by the time we get to tomorrow evening and maybe the first part of the overnight. So it's sitting right off the coast, heading northward toward Florida. Now, you might be sitting here saying, well, how do you know it's going to move north? Why doesn't it just continue out here in the Gulf of Mexico? It doesn't look like there's anything out here to stop it. Well, there is. In order to figure that out, we look at the upper air analysis. Now, we can see Irma down here. This is the exact position it is. Well, no, it's not the exact position it is right now, but this is looking at Saturday morning, and it's still down here by the coast. But I wanted you to say, stop here at this frame for a reason. I wanted to show you this piece of energy right here. I'm going to back up to where we are right now. This is where we are right now. Okay, see this little piece of energy right here? This is over Arkansas right now. Okay, and that's what the European model is suggesting. And at the same time, that this is just starting to make interact with Cuba here. Current timestamp right now, so I can compare this model to what's going on in actuality right now and say, let's match things up and see what model is closest. Right now, the European model is spot on. Other models, some of them are close, not like the European is. Okay, so I want you to pay attention to this piece of energy here. This is an upper level low that's going to pick Irma up and scoop it up and pull it to the north. Okay, so we're going to move this a little bit forward here. Just watch what this does. Move a little bit forward, move a little bit forward. Now you're going to start seeing this from this point jut north a little bit. So it's still coming west-northwest at this point. Watch this system trying to interact in the next couple frames here. It's starting to interact already. Starts pulling it to the north, and it, like a claw, just captures it and steals it. Here, it pulls it north. See that? Okay, so we went from two separate entities. Upper level low dives in off the southeastern United States, dives right into it, and captures it and pulls it northward. And that's why it's coming north. The upper level low being in this position. Let me get back to where we were here. Upper level low being in this position. This, I could just draw an L over this. You have a counterclockwise flow around this low pressure, so it's going to pull. The flow on this side is southerly, or from the south, so it's going to pull this up because it's in this position. And then once it gets, this is going to remain in this position. And as Irma comes up here, the flow around around the low continues counterclockwise, so we start turning to the northwest, and that's why you're seeing this turn like this after it makes landfall. Okay, can we now we again with this is current timestamp right here. Energy's over Arkansas. So what we do, we match it up to water vapor. Where's it at? Right here. You can see it right there. That little spin right there. That is over Arkansas. That's where it's supposed to be right now. And it is where the European model says it's going to be. So there's no reason for me to think that the European model is incorrect. So we're going to go back to the maps here from that point we were at before. And I'm going to take this forward. And it takes a landfall over Key West, and comes right into just south, a point south, just southeast of Naples, like right maybe between Marco Island and Everglades City, somewhere right in there. That's where it has it coming on shore, and then it takes it right up the spine of the peninsula. Extensive damage to southern Florida, central Florida as well, and then those impacts we covered on our Facebook page. We're not going to go through those again. Extensive damage and heavy rainfall. Storm surge on the eastern side will still be an issue, even on the Miami side, even though, and the east side of Florida, even though it's making landfall in the southwestern part of Florida. Okay, and then it's going to continue up from here to a point near Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, and then it's going to settle over here by Nashville, and then it's kind of wind itself out here by Memphis and just die off. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Okay, coming in the picture here to the right, we really don't get into this too much yet, but this is Jose. It's just going to sit there and spin around in a circle, we think, but we'll watch that. And offshore, at a safe distance offshore, only to provide some rip currents, and that's about it. But it does look like it's staying offshore. It's going to do one of these numbers where it just does a loop-de-loop out here for days and doesn't hit the United States. But we're going to watch that closely just in case that doesn't do that. Back to our weather again. We're not going to have this system affect us directly. It's going to move into the Tennessee Valley and dissipate. We will, however, have one of these little feeder bands from the hurricane, which is just going to be showers, no wind, just showers coming through here. And this is going to be Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and it kind of rains itself out, and that's it. No big deal. Okay, and then we get into Thursday, and the remaining energy with the actual vortmax, which is the area low pressure that was originally Irma, is going to move eastward. Not much of a low pressure center with it anymore, so you just have a few showers with basically a wave, or a remnant wave that's going to move eastward. A few showers can move in Thursday night, maybe another shower later Friday here, but that's it. And then we're into nicer patterns we headed next weekend. So that's what we're looking at with Irma. That's the latest and greatest we have with it, and at least you know why it's going where it's going and where it should make landfall. Continue to monitor forecasts. If something changes, we will let you know. But right now, that's the going forecast for the weekend. Enjoy your weekend here. Just keep your thoughts and prayers with the people in South Florida. They're going to need it. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martos. That is your outlook for the weekend, September 9th and 10th, 2017. Have a great Saturday and Sunday.